On a winter night, they gather. The backdrop is appropriate, a basketball game. The premise is more than a rivalry matchup. It's about a coach that served a girls' program well, a coach who found out who his real opponent is.
The next day he told me I had a tumor and that and then the following Monday I went back and they told me I had stage 3 rectal cancer.
That was the beginning of a shockwave heard throughout a community and a region.
Your throat just gets that thing in it. I think everybody knows that feeling like, no, this cannot be happening to him. He's not the guy this should be going through.
That's when the coach became a patient, no longer in control, now looking for answers to tough questions.
Jags, 1, 2, 3.
But this is also a story of small-town America, where they kind of take care of one another, look out for the crisis issues. They call him Lumpy. No one can figure out the origination of the nickname, but former players sure know what he meant to them, to the hometown where he ended up a coach.
What's he meant to this town?
He's brought that winning attitude to Jordan, and you know, winning is what we do and it's what we've done. I know as a player, and it's more than that though. Like he's you know, a hometown guy. Like this is what's important to him, is just the community and you know, making it more about than just winning.
And that is what comes out of this diagnosis, that the kids he coached learned something that mattered a lot.
When you see the girls on the team that you watched, obviously, and you see them come back to support him, what does that mean to you?
I just think they got it. They know. And as a teacher, what else do you want when you're teaching but to know that you touch somebody's life. And some of the letters he's gotten from some of his past basketball players are amazing.
Emily and Paul have had several conversations with people from their past, but the toughest one was with the people that represent the future, their 3 children.
The hard part was telling my 3 kids that I had cancer and how they have to deal with this as well. They have their struggles. My middle daughter, my oldest daughter, she got stressed right away and had different lesions on her face and stuff like that, but they understand that I told them I'm going to be okay, and I mean it. I'm going to be okay.
I've seen such great things from people through all of this. You know, it's the hardest day of Paul and I's life was having to tell them that he had cancer, but watching the things that they've learned through it, you know, you don't want them to have to learn it that way, but there's beauty that comes out of everything, so.
It's hard to comprehend for them, but they do understand Dad and who he is.
All these people came out because of your dad. Isn't that neat?
Yeah.
What's your dad like?
He's really nice.
See, Father has had quite a bond with his children, in part because of sport.
He coaches your team?
Yep. Basketball and baseball.
What does he teach you?
Just how to play offense and defense.
Do you like sitting and watching games with him at home?
Yeah.
But to describe Paul simply as coach is to shortchange what he has been. His life is more rounded than that.
He had some characteristics that great leaders have. He taught me some things about life. I think the biggest thing was family. He was very committed to the program, very committed to the girls. When it was time to be done with practice, it was time to be done. He went home to his family, and he talked about his family a lot.
You know, he was just such a great role model for everybody, and when it boils down to it, it's those relationships with your players and with your family that really are the most important thing. And so, you know, you can teach them all you want about basketball, but if you don't have that personal connection, they're not going to want to work as hard. And so that's a big thing that Lumpy had, is he had a personal connection with all of his players.
My daughters all had a chance to play for Paul, and I always appreciated the character that Paul showed and how he treated his players. Not only was he teaching basketball, but he was teaching those kids lessons that are very valuable that I know many of them took with them throughout their lives so far.
That's why so many come to the gymnasium on this night, to let him know he is in their thoughts, their hearts, their prayers.
This is amazing. It's wonderful how two communities can come together like this for such a great cause.
What do you think your brother's feeling inside when he sees this outpouring?
He's probably amazed, and Paul is sort of quiet, doesn't want any attention on him.
The man that grew up one of 9 has plenty of family to help ease the pain.
There's 9 of us, so it's a very, very big support system, and if he thinks he's going to be depressed one day, he's not.
Not going to let it happen.
No, he's not giving up.
And this is an extended family, a gymnasium of basketball lovers and admirers of a man.
All-American family guy, loves his basketball, loves his family, and goes from there.
He was one of those guys that he would do anything for you, and he'd do anything with you.
It's all on display, that spirit, giving back to the coach, overwhelming and humbling and gratifying, all rolled into one night.
It's very overwhelming for me. You know, I never as a coach or a person loved the center of attention, and for some reason I got it in a benefit in July, and I'm getting it tonight again, and I don't care for that, but what the people do for me and my family has just been incredible. I'll never forget that.
Here we go, let's go. Listen, back to Lumpy's message when he came in here before the game. What was the message?
Don't take anything for granted.
Don't take anything for granted. Jags on 3, 1, 2, 3.
On this night, all troops rallied together as the opponents played not only to win the game, but also to win for Lumpy. Like Belle Plains, Ireland Lambrecht, Lumpy's niece.
People are here to support my uncle, and that means just so much. And just having people that care and cheer for both teams, like two communities coming together, is just really amazing.
Turns out Lumpy is a man for all seasons, don't they know?
I've known Paul since I was probably 8 years old. He's my best friend. To have this many people looking at him is not him at all. He's very shy, very much for our family, and has always been there, and he's my best friend.
That is what he wants to be, a coach for many, a friend to many more. A father, a husband, a brother, all important to Paul, because life is important to Paul.
There's a reason for everything, but hopefully this one's going to turn out well, and I'm praying that it does, and I know it has to for my family.
Life to the Max is brought to you by Life Touch. Photography for a lifetime.